So, Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and tell us how you became to be a sculptor and how you come to Cash Crop.
Okay. Well, I'm from Durham, North Carolina. I have an older brother. One day, I ended up breaking one of my toys as a child, and he took that toy apart, which was a motor control car. He took the battery, the motor out of that car, and he connected to a 9-volt battery, and the motor ran. And then from there, I was like, wow, I can break toys and make new toys. So I was there breaking toys, collecting sticks and rocks, and making toys to play with. And then my mom would bring machines home from work that they were throwing away. And I would take those machines apart. I would make stuff out of them to wow my mom. And I think one Christmas, I was probably in the 2nd grade, she bought me a workbench, like a real workbench, like grown man tools with hammers and nails, real tools. So I've been making stuff since I was a kid. So that's what got me started, making things.
But I think there's a difference, I think, in making things and sculpture.
Well, yeah, there is a
So
difference.
how did you come to sculpture?
I came to sculpture. I went to grad school I went to undergrad for graphic design at North Carolina Central University. And one of my professors seen that I was good at throwing pottery and stuff. So the whole time while I was there at school, I would take advantage of, not having class, but being able to go into the building and throw as many pots as I wanted to. And she seen that I was good at it, so she ended up getting me a residency at upstate New York at Alfred University for ceramics. So I did ceramics there for a summer. And by the time I finished undergrad school, and my aunt kept prodding at me saying, hey, you need to apply to grad school and go do something, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up applying to SCAS, Atlanta College of Art and Design, the Atlanta campus, for sculpture. And by that time, I didn't really know much about art or how to talk about art. As a child, I didn't go to like museums and stuff like that to learn about art. I was just making stuff because I loved to wow my audience. So went to grad school, which was one of the hardest times I had because I didn't really know how to talk about artwork. So that taught me how to talk about my artwork.
Good.
So that's what brought me here to end up making Cash Crop.
Okay. And so now you're through grad school, you're learning how to talk about art, you're getting a little more trained in your area of expertise in sculpture. And so then you come to, I guess, the end of your graduate studies, and Cash Crop, I think, was your thesis project.
Show, yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
So Cash Crop was my MFA thesis project. So I finished in school, putting the show together. I ended up meeting a gallery. It was called Mason Mirror at that point in time. Now it's Mason Fine Art. I was talking to the director of the gallery, and I just drew out an image of what I wanted to do with the statues. And he was like, okay. He took me to a little space, and he was like, this will be where you're going to do your thesis show at. It was like a little cubby, a little room. I was like, well, I was thinking in the back of my head, well, I'm going to need more space than that. That's just small. So I ended up making 2 or 3 statues and bringing them into him. Bringing an image of them to him and showing them to him, and he was like, wow, and sort of blew him away. And that was just like 2 or 3 of just the statues, smaller statues. And he took me up again. He was like, let's walk around the gallery. He took me to the main space, which was like the biggest space the whole gallery just about. He was like, this is gonna be your space.
Wow.
So I ended up taking over the whole gallery floor with that show, and then I think about 2 weeks later, I ended up being on CNN about the artwork.
Oh, goodness.
So,
that's awesome.
That's what brought me to it.
Well, great.
Yeah.
And so Cash Crop is interesting. You're kind of juxtaposing forced migration of the transatlantic slave trade and forced or exploited labor.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about how you come to be inspired to do it. What promoted you to even take on that issue, those issues?
Well, what brought me to coming to those issues was seeing the image of the Brooks slave ship plan, which was that image that depicts how they put the people in the ships, and not knowing much about that image because in school they didn't go into depth about the transporting of people as goods and commodity. So just seeing that image and then hearing, just thinking about transporting people as goods and commodity made me think about slave ship labor.
Right.
And how they are packing these people inside of these warehouses with just enough room to produce as much goods as possible to ship them here to America. So seeing that image and then thinking about that and then finding out that there's estimated 15 million people were transported from Africa from 1540 to 1850 made me think about, okay, this is how I'm going to tie along together and end up making 15 life-size statues.
Wow.
And so each statue represents a million. And on the back of each statue is the image of the Brooks slave ship plan, the image that depicts how they put the people in the ship. So, and all 15 statues are all chained to a pallet. The pallet represents today. And it has a pluribus unum carved onto it, which is the image that's on the back of your dollar bills. So, and it's just talking about...
It's very intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional. So it's talking about how or where do we go from here, or who is the next cash crop. So that's what this show is asking questions about.
Wow, that's fascinating. And can you tell me a little bit about your process?
So I'm a workaholic. I work day and night. If I have an idea of what I want to make, I can go through the whole day into the next day, not even sleeping or eating and making stuff. So, well, the process with the statues were they're all cast from friends and family. So they're all actual people that live and exist today. So I casted their body with plaster gauze and poured them in cement, and ended up taking them over their bodies. So the people had to stand still for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I stripped them naked, so they didn't have any clothes on except for their underwear, and casted their bodies, and then I ended up connecting the bodies to.
How did they like that experience?
Well, some of them didn't really like that experience because I asked them afterwards, how do they feel, being cooped up in that position for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I was like, imagine being like that for 6 to 8 weeks and not having any say so of your body. And a few of them were like, well, I'll probably end up killing myself or killing someone else. So
similar to a slave ship
exactly.
or working in a sweatshop.
In a sweatshop, yep. So,
I see. Interesting. So you were telling me earlier about, in addition to, as a part of your process, that in order for you to understand what it's like working in a sweatshop, that you kind of created your own sweatshop to produce some of your works. So tell me a little bit about that.
So the work that we're sitting in front of right now, which is called Gluttony, one box is called Consumption, is I immersed myself in my bedroom and turned my bedroom into my own sweatshop. So basically, I ended up producing all of these inside my bedroom in 1 month.
And how many of them are there?
Well, right now it's 190, but I ended up making 250 of them.
Oh my goodness.
So basically, I work day and night, cutting the wood, torching the wood, making the molds, and just gluing them all together and painting them. So it took a long time. So it's a month worth of work. So I basically turned my bedroom into a sweatshop, into my own sweatshop.
Well, I really appreciate the use of mixed media, using wood, using concrete, metals, using the labor involved with each piece and torching each piece, or casting or blacksmithing at an anvil. Blacksmithing is hard labor. It's hot, and I know from my own experience it's difficult. So I can appreciate the labor involved, and I think that I hope that our visitors will as well. And have you ever Is this the norm for you? Do you usually spend so much time and labor and put yourself through that? That must be excruciating.
I mean, 90% of the time, that's all I think about is making or creating. I mean, I go to sleep thinking about making something. I wake up thinking about making something. I've been in,
So
I've been
that's
in
your
shower.
happy
That's,
space.
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
a part of me.
Right.
I mean, I've been doing it since I was a kid. So
Good.
it's what I enjoy doing.
Good.
I enjoy making and creating and basically wowing my audience.
Wowing the audience.
Yeah, and also adding the way of teaching people teaching people different
Right.
things about life or
Just
or
social
what's going on.
consciousness.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Well, we certainly appreciate you sharing this with us.
I want to thank you for allowing me to present my work here at the Rosa Parks Museum. So,
Oh, well, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing it with us, and I hope our visitors enjoy it, this exhibit, Cash Crop, just as much as I have. So thank you for being with us.
thanks.
And thank you for joining us for Spotlight on the Rosa Parks Museum. This exhibit, Cash Crop, will be at the museum through March 8th, 2017.